360 News, your complete view of the world. Global headlines. Here is some interesting news trending around the world today. Anthony Glenn Buzbee, an American attorney, representing 120 accusers of Sean Diddy Combs for alleged sexual misconduct in a press conference on October 1, 2024, said, "People wanting to break into the industry were coerced into this type of conduct in the promise of being made a star, or the promise of having Sean Combs listen to their tape or even let them read for Sean Combs." Buzbee's youngest client said he was 9 years old when he was sexually assaulted by Combs. This individual was sexually abused, allegedly by Sean Combs and several other people at the studio, in the promise to both his parents and him of getting a record deal, Buzbee explained. Another individual, 26 at the time of the occurrence, was picked up allegedly by Mr. Combs and several other people in a black SUV from the airport, was given one drink in the SUV, and then literally woke up the next day not knowing what had happened, but with pain and damage to both her vagina and her anus, Buzbee explained. Clients expressed that when they reached out afterward, they were told not to say anything and were sometimes threatened with physical or financial harm. You should know that some of these behaviors occurred in well-known venues in New York City and at private residences of people that we all know. Some of these behaviors occurred in hotels we are all familiar with. In addition to accusing Combs of taking part in the assaults, Buzbee said there are a number of others, high-profile people, banks, hotels, and pharmaceutical companies that will be listed as defendants. These corporate entities ultimately profited off of this culture and behavior. I know that many of these corporate entities were paid in cash. We know that many of these individuals were paid cash. We know that many of these individuals involved, whether they were the ones being assaulted and abused, or they were witnessing other people being assaulted and abused, and then paid, threatened, and told to leave. Typically paid 10 grand in cash and told to leave. And then threatened as they were leaving. I would imagine as we speak here, there are myriads of people who are very nervous. You can't hide skeletons in the closet forever. I would expect there are many people out there, right now, who are desperately searching their memories, as they delete their text and data. Buzbee said they have received pictures, videos, and texts from the clients they have accepted to corroborate their stories. Some of them have already spoken to the FBI, and he said others might move forward depending on their comfort level. More than 55% of the victims filed reports. Reported this conduct to either the authorities, that's the police, or to hospitals. Buzbee intends to start filing civil suits against Combs alleging violence, sexual assault or rape, sexual abuse, facilitated sex with a controlled substance, false imprisonment, compelling prostitution, sexual misconduct, dissemination of video recordings, and sexual abuse of minors. He said they plan to go after people who engaged in the conduct, witnessed it, and did nothing to stop it, facilitated it, and anyone who helped cover it up. He said those individuals and entities will shock you. Now I know this. Many of you came here thinking and hoping, perhaps, believing that I may start naming names. That day would come, but it won't be today. The day will come when we name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names, Buzbee said. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are. Because of the nature of this case, we are going to make damn sure that we are right before we do that. They already know who they are, and I am talking here about not just the cowardly or complicit bystander. There are those people we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing to report or stop it. And I am talking about the people who participated, encouraged it, urged it on. They know who they are. I call them the facilitators of foul play. Willing participants of vile conduct. As we identify them, each will be part of this case as defendants. These people who know who they are should just come forward. Buzbee plans to start filing the suits in the next 30 days. He said this will not be a class action lawsuit. Each case will be filed individually, primarily in New York and California. Each case will live and die on its own merit. Combs' lawyer, Erica Wolf, issued a statement following the news conference saying, as Mr. Combs' legal team has emphasized, he cannot address every meritless allegation in what has become a reckless media circus. That said, Mr. Combs emphatically and categorically denies as false and defamatory any claim that he sexually abused anyone, including minors. He looks forward to proving his innocence and vindicating himself in court, where the truth will be established based on evidence, not speculation.